So, you're an engineering leader. You're probably really excited about AI coding assistants, but let's be honest, you might be a little worried about what's actually happening under the hood, right? You're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of Amazon Q Developer and show you exactly how to take that AI assistant from a total black box to something that's completely transparent and measurable for your whole team.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? You can see all this amazing potential for boosting productivity, but that nagging feeling of not knowing what's going on, well, it can be a huge roadblock. Like, how much is the team actually using it? Is it really helping, or is it just creating more noise? And the big one, is it secure? You absolutely need answers to these questions before you can go all in.
Well, the great news is that Amazon Q was basically designed with this in mind. It has this fantastic suite of monitoring tools that literally hand you the keys to unlock every single level of usage, from the big picture adoption trends all the way down to individual chats. So let's jump in and start at the top. First up is the Amazon Q Developer Dashboard. The best way to think about this is as your mission control center. It gives you that real-time 10,000-foot view of how AI is being adopted across your organization and, maybe most importantly, the return you're actually getting on your investment. And this dashboard isn't just about counting clicks, it's about seeing the real value. You're not just seeing how many developers are using it, but how effective they're finding it. Because you can compare the total suggestions to the ones they actually accepted. That tells you so much about the quality of the AI's help. And, of course, you can keep an eye on subscriptions to manage your costs. Now, a chart like this is where the story really starts to come alive. It breaks down exactly which features your team is getting the most value from. So in this example, you can see feature development is the biggest slice of the pie. That's a huge win for productivity. But then you might notice, unit test generation is a little lower than you'd hope. That's not a bad thing. That's an insight. It's a signal that maybe you should run a quick workshop on that specific feature to boost adoption. And one of the most critical metrics on the whole dashboard is the acceptance rate. It's a really simple idea, but it's incredibly powerful. It's just out of all the times Amazon Q offered a suggestion, how often did your developer say, yep, that's exactly what I need, and use it? This isn't just some vanity metric. It's your most direct measure of how relevant and genuinely useful the tool is for your team. Okay, so the dashboard gives us that big picture. But what happens when you need to understand how specific developers or certain teams are using the tool? Well, that's where we zoom in to the next level, user reports. And you might think setting this up would be complicated, but it's surprisingly easy. It's a simple three-step dance. First, you create a secure S3 bucket to hold the reports. Second, you apply a standard policy so Amazon Q can write to it. And third, you just flip a switch in the settings. Seriously, in just a few minutes, you can have these detailed user reports flowing right in. And boom, here's the kind of gold you get back. Every single day, you get a CSV that breaks down usage by user. It's super easy to spot your power users, right? Look at that last one, accepted over 1,000 lines of code. But just as important, check out that second user, 0 accepted lines. Now, this isn't about calling someone out. It's a signal to start a conversation. Are they stuck? Do they need a little more training? This data helps you become a better coach for your team.
All right, let's dive deep. I mean, microscopic level deep. Let's talk about the logs. If you work in an organization with any kind of strict security, compliance, or auditing rules, well, you're gonna love this part. This is where you find the rock-solid evidence for everything.
So Amazon Q gives you two different types of logs for a complete picture. The easiest way to think about it is like this. AWS CloudTrail is like the security camera for the building. It records who did what administrative action. Amazon Q prompt logs are like the audio recordings of the conversations happening inside the building. It records what was actually said. CloudTrail is your official, unchangeable record book. Every single API call gets logged. So if a setting is changed or a policy is updated, you can instantly see the who, what, where, and when. For any kind of security analysis or troubleshooting, this is absolutely essential. Now, prompt logs, this is the really interesting part. This is the transcript. Every question your developers ask and every single response Q gives back is recorded and stored securely right in your own S3 bucket. If you're in a regulated industry or just want to do quality reviews, this kind of record is priceless. And check this out. This is a real snippet from a prompt log. You see the user's exact query, word for word. You know precisely what they asked for and what code they got in return. This is the level of detail that makes auditors happy. It's all right there, plain as day. And guess what? Just like the user reports we saw, setting this up is dead simple. You create a bucket, apply a policy, and flip a switch. It's designed to be super straightforward, so you can have a complete auditable trail up and running in no time.
Okay, so let's zoom back out and bring this all together. We've gone on a journey, right? We started at that high-level dashboard, drilled down into individual user reports, and went all the way to the microscopic detail in the logs. We've effectively cracked open that black box and replaced it with total end-to-end transparency.
And here's the key takeaway. Each of these monitoring tools connects directly to real business value. The dashboard isn't just data, it's how you measure your ROI. The user reports aren't for spying, they're for coaching your team to be more effective. And the logs for CloudTrail and prompts, they give you that ironclad security and compliance story. It's a complete package for total visibility. So what this all boils down to is that Amazon Q is not a tool you have to fly blind with. Not at all. With this monitoring suite, you are firmly in the driver's seat. You've got the dashboard in front of you, the user data at your fingertips, and the detailed logs to back everything up. You have complete visibility and control. So now that you know, you can see literally everything from high-level trends down to every single prompt. The question is no longer if you can measure the impact of AI. The question is, what are you going to do with all that data? The power is in your hands. What will you optimize first?